Okay. Welcome back to SQL tutorial. Last time, what we saw was how to relate it to table. Now, this is what we basically saw that, we have employees. The employee has got a jobs. So we are now we are trying to find the name of the job ID. Okay, the employee has got a job ID. So we are trying to find out what is the name for the job. Okay, so where the job exists is the job is in the jobs table. So what we are doing here is we are connecting the jobs table with job ID because that is the connector. That job ID is what says that what is what job employee is in. So that we are taking the job ID and the job ID is the employee table also job ID. That is where the relation is made. So we are telling that the employee job ID is equal to job ID. Okay, that is we are connecting that we are getting the job name. Okay. Now what is happening here is this is called EQE join, okay, or inner join. Okay, like if you are looking at the inner join, the syntax is different. Just I want to show you the syntax, but I'm not able to. Okay, but okay, I don't use the syntax. Like if you are looking at the inner join or the EQE join, they are the same. The inner join is more of a English like syntax. I guess that is that it is there. Okay, they are the same thing. But I don't know whether now the currently how they are teaching, I have no idea because this is the classical way of connecting it. So somebody may say that inner join that is equivalent of this one EQE join. Okay, inner join and EQE join is the same. Since my PPT is not opening, I'm not able to tell you what is that the equivalent of it. Okay, next time I'll take. Now what is happening here is when I'm running this one, it is getting me the people who has got a job. Okay. Now what? Okay. Now what happened? I missed all the people who doesn't have a job ID. Okay. So basically, it is not only the relating; it is also doing the validation. The job ID has to be equivalent of the job ID. So if the job ID is not in the employees table, it is going to miss it. Okay. There's a possibility that there's a remote possibility job ID may not be there in this one. For example, like I have a job, then deleted job. Okay, that cannot happen. That if that is happened, there is a problem with some kind of that is not a RDBM. The relation has to be there. For some reason, like some data corruption happens, still you are missing it. Now, what I want to know here is okay. Now we are not going to talk about that area, like why the job ID is not missing and also. Now, okay, now the things what we are going to talk about is there is an employee who doesn't have a job. Okay, now I want to have that list of, basically I want to take a list of all the employees who has a job, who doesn't have a job. If he has a job, then I need a job name. You get what I'm trying to say? I need all the employees who has a job, who doesn't have a job. Okay, if he has a job, I need to have a job name. Okay, if I'm properly if I'm doing a 1 by column, the job ID has to come after the job name. That they have to put Is it still you are seeing sharing it or sharing is gone?
We can see our names.
Yeah, you're still sharing your screen.
Okay. Now, okay. Fewer since that this is opened, I'll come back. I'll tell you that what is the EQE join equivalent of it. Okay. Okay, don't forget these conditions, the between and all the stuff, not between, not in, and all practice ones. They have to know all the conditions. Okay, the select station. We may not go and do everything. You have to practice all these conditions. Make sure you understand the conditions. Okay. Okay. Now the thing is the vector is also over. Otherwise, we did the group by. Okay, group by and having condition. That is also we did that. Row number, okay, minimum maximum. That is okay. Functions also we in wheel. Okay. Now relations, that is fine. Okay. Okay, joins, inner joins. Okay. Cartesian joins, we talked about that. Okay, talked about sorry, inner joins. Okay, now this is what you say. Select column from table one. Okay, this is exactly column from table one where this is. This is how the current selection goes. Select columns from table one, inner join table two on table one column equal to table two. Because this is what they are doing here. Okay, I can run this query just to make you understand that part. Okay, where is my? Okay, now let me run that. Select. Okay, I'll do here. Jobs. Jobs. Employees. Okay. Employees. Inner join. Okay. Inner join. Table 2, that is basically jobs on, okay, on, this is the syntax. We just look at the syntax from the current syntax. I mean, I can't say current syntax. This is, we also came out with this kind of syntax. Okay, now let's see, we'll run this part. What will happen? Okay, you do the same thing. You got what I'm trying to say. There's no difference between this one and this one. This is a classical way of working. This is the current way. It's basically telling, like, job from employees, inner join jobs, and like, okay. For me, this is easier because I can go on putting a more table here and more condition here. So I'm not going to teach you about this one. In case if you are going to learn something from a school or some institution, they may teach you this one. Don't get confused. Okay, you got what I'm trying to say. This is the same as this is the way. Okay. This is just for your like an understanding. So this is, I'm not going to get into that. Now we'll come to that part. Okay. Now the things what we are going to talk about there is I need a join, but the join should happen only if there is a data. In this case, if there is only job ID. If there is no job ID, still I need all the employees list. What I supposed to do? Okay. They call it outer join. Okay, the joins are called outer join, like, like I'll give a little bit of syntax. Okay, the left outer join, right outer join. Left outer join, right outer join is like, basically is nothing but like, where you are having that the relation table, whether that is you are having it in the left side or right side, and that's one. But it's mostly this outer join. Okay, you have to understand. Okay. The current syntax says select column name from table 1 left. Okay. Basically, you can put when you are putting like this is optional. You can put the outer join or left join. That's fine. Table on this one you are doing it. Okay. Now this is what we are going to compute. Okay. Now I'm telling where that the data may not exist. There I'm putting a plus here. When you are putting a plus here, it means the table the table in the left side may not have the relation with the right side table, or the data may not exist here. In this case, this is the employee table where the job ID doesn't there to relate to this one. So basically, if it is not even there, still you bring that relation as an empty relation. You got what I'm trying to say? Understand that? Okay, I'm having an employee table who doesn't have a job ID. So when I'm joining this to table, it is also validate that ID from it, like employees to jobs, then it limit that. So they basically filter the record. Now I'm telling here, okay, the employee may not have a data, but still keep a relation, but like, just an empty relation. Okay, so though there's no relation, just make sure like the data is brought for the source table. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay, if you have any question on that, please let me know. The understanding part is. Okay, now what I'm doing here is I bring the whole thing here. So normally, like when you are putting most of the time, the people get confused where to put a plus. That is what they are putting here. The plus is always in the table where the data is basically the master information is looked at. Okay, the primary table does not have the data. So the relation we are empty, that outer relation we are bringing in, though it doesn't have a, okay. Okay, in this case, you can understand like that. The job ID is null, so the null may not exist there. Okay, because that's a table. That's the reason we are kind of trying to make a relation. Okay. Now, what happened if it is asked even if it is asked a wrong ID here, that try to find the information there. The information is not there, then it doesn't bring over there. Okay, I can show you. I can kind of show you here. See now. Now I have job ID. So wherever the job ID is not there, it is bringing the information here. So I get all the employee who doesn't have a job ID. You are getting what I'm trying to say here. You are getting, guys?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
Shamina?
Mhm.
Okay. Now what happened? I'm going to update one guy with the wrong ID. Okay, let me understand what happened. Like select star from jobs. So okay, it's supposed not to happen. If you are having a proper relation, it won't allow that. I don't know that I created a job IDs, the foreign keys there created. I don't know. So assume that I have a 50 is not there. Okay. Select star from. Okay. The foreign keys, foreign relations is we define when creating it. It won't allow me to create that. Okay. Now what I do here, select has got a job ID. What I do here is John 8 doesn't have a job ID. Okay. I'm trying to update employees set job ID equal to 100. EMB ID equal to what is the EMB ID? 8. Okay. So basically, I'm trying to do here is I'm updating, I'm putting the wrong information there. So wrong key. Now, if I have something, let me see, it's going to throw the error. Okay. See, the constraint is erroring it. So what happened? I have to remove the constraint. Okay. Now what I can do here is just for author table employee. Okay. Constraint. Okay, let's see. This is a syntax, I believe. Alter table. Alter table employees stop constraints. What is that syntax for that? Let me have a look at that. Okay. Constraint syntax. Constraint syntax. Table drop constraint. That create alternative for add constraint. There's a drop constraint. Drop constraint. Drop index. No, drop constraint. Constraint was right. The spelling is wrong. CO. Okay. Constraint. Okay, sorry. My usual mistake. Okay, it's constraint drop. Okay, now because there was a constraint is exist, so I'm dropping the constraint. So now I'm going to update that. Okay, updated. I probably just automatically committed since I just put a commit just for your understanding. It is not necessary in the application here, but if you are working directly SQL, you have to commit every time whatever you are doing it. Okay, commit statement applicable. Okay, it says automatically committed. Okay, that is fine. Now, now what I'm doing here is basically the employee number 8, I added a wrong information. Okay, so that doesn't exist. Okay, Now what is happening here is the guy has put a job ID, this one. Now if I do here, what happened? See that. Okay, the employee ID 8 doesn't come. The reason is if there is no data here, okay, that is brought here. But if there's a data here, that will be validated. You got what I'm trying to say? Is it clear?
Mhm.
Okay, if the job ID is there, if the job ID has got the data is validated against the job table, and if the data is not there, that is removed. That is not going to come into SQL. Okay, if there is no data, then that will make sure that data is not there. So basically what it does is trying to bring the record of that employee who doesn't have a data, who doesn't have a relation. Okay, that is called outer join. Okay, now they talk about the lefter outer join, righter outer join. That is, as far as my understanding, that is not a big deal. Like, they say it's like, if you are putting, this is a right outer join, I believe. And like, if you are putting the other way around, it is, they call it like, sorry, employees job ID. Now they call it, where you are putting the left side, right side, the join, they call it left outer join, right outer join. Okay, that's what they call it. Okay, but you don't have to worry about that. They understand that the concept of it. Okay, it's the same story. Like, it's the same story. Okay, so basically you are putting, understand like that. You are putting that that plus in the table where the relations exist, but like, that basically in this case what happened, the null exists in the table. Okay, we are not putting there. We are putting the table who doesn't have a null data. So basically that is how you want. The job ID is optional in here. The job ID is not optional in jobs. So the relation is working. Job ID null in the employee. The null have created a empty relation to that job state. Am I making it clear? Hello?
Yeah.
I'm
Yes,
confused.
yes.
Because sometimes I understand not exactly the way they teach us. Okay, I understand. I create my own understanding too, so that, like, you got what I'm trying to say. I don't exactly go by definition. I have my own understanding of what is going on, so the things I can apply that easily. So I don't much care about left out joint or right out joint, left out joint, right out joint. I always try to understand where to put a plus. Okay, in this case, my job, the null, where null is there, I don't put that. Where that basically the opposite side, I create that plus. That's how I understand. Okay. Okay. Any question on that outer joints?
No.
Okay, there's a picture here. Let's see if it doesn't make sense to you guys. Okay, now the thing is left outer joint. Okay, this is what basically what happened. The manager is connected to here, the job ID and everything. The job ID is the job name is there. Job ID, this guy is connected. Sorry. Okay. Now what is when you are coming here? You are bringing that. Okay, this is the other way around. We are connecting here. Now we are bringing, in this case what happened, we are bringing all the employees, all the job names, and I'll put this one, all the jobs, we are bringing that. But now you are telling that who doesn't have an employee is the other way around. You are bringing it. You got what I'm trying to say, that this is the other way around. Now, like, I'll put this part. How does that work? Okay, I'll show it. Okay, now the other relation what we are doing here is we are bringing the job names, employees, this one. Now we are getting that. Okay. Now we are trying to get all the jobs. Okay, now it is, I'm putting the other opposite side. You got what I'm doing? I'm putting opposite side. Now I'm trying to get all the jobs, whether that has got an employee or not. You got, now this is the connection is going other way around. I don't want to confuse you guys, but I want you to understand the other way also. Now I'm getting all the jobs, whether that has got an employee or not. You got what I'm trying to say? Hello? Am I confusing you guys?
Yeah, it's getting a bit confusing.
Okay. Now I'll go back. I'll repeat that whole thing. Okay. The first thing I'm trying to get that employee. I'm trying to get the employee who doesn't have a job. I want to get all the employee whether he has got a job or not. Okay. Now whose record I'm bringing it, whether it has got a relation or not. Employee's information. Okay. What is my related information? What is my related information? Job is my related information. Okay. The primary information is what? Primary information is the employee. I'm trying to get all the employee. I'm trying to get all the employee who has a job or not. So in this case, my secondary information is basically the related information is job ID. You got what I'm trying to say. My related information is job ID. So even the employee doesn't have a job, I'm trying to bring the job information. So basically my relation goes in the job. Okay. Okay. So I'm getting all the employees who may not have a job ID. You understand like that?
I have a stupid question over here. Like,
No,
for
the
example,
question has never been a stupid. Okay.
if they
I'll
are
tell you a story after
employees,
this one. Somebody told me that the same thing, somebody told me it's a stupid question, but I want to create a video on the stupid question later sometime. You can ask me. Question never be a stupid. Okay.
yeah. So my question is, like, if they are we are naming them employees, so they'll definitely have a job ID, isn't that right? I mean, they should technically, everybody should have a job ID, now.
No, not necessarily. Am I right? For example, I'm hiring a person, for example, my company hire people. Okay, we hire a lot of junior employees. They goes in a training. Till the job ID is not allocated to them. Somebody became a QA. Somebody became a developer.
Okay.
Somebody became a the product managers.
Job ID is
Correct,
just what job they do. So if like they do multiple jobs, but also
What's that, Shamina?
job ID is just what job they do.
Yeah.
So if they do multiple jobs or if they're switching between jobs, they won't
But
exactly have an idea.
that's a different story, Shamina. Then there is okay. In the real case, what happened? Job ID never goes with the employee table. They create a kind of a relation between the employees and the jobs. There will be intersection table. They have a multiple job ID will be there. That is how they create it. In that case, okay. That I'm trying to okay. Now you are going very functionally. Okay. You got what I'm trying to say. Here you the things I'm trying to explain you technically, I'm giving a kind of a technical reason, but 90% of the time job ID will be there. But there's a possibility that people may not have a jobs.
Okay, got it.
Okay, basically when you are hiring a people, or sometimes what happened, you have a person whom you are not assigning a job yet. You will assign a job later. So in this case, what happened? The person is gone out. Okay, but your functional question is right. Most of the time you have a job, but try to understand technically. For example, the guy may not have a job ID. They have a department ID. The guy may not have a manager ID. That's a possibility. Am I right? So the whole relation I'm trying to bring it. Okay, here more than a job, you understand how the relation works. But there's the practical possibilities that there can be people without jobs. Okay. Okay. Now the understanding I'm trying to give here is where you are putting a plus. That is where that I want you to understand. I want you to have the plus where you creating a relation. Okay. Now I'll put this way here. Like I can put it I'll bring that. For your understanding, I'll bring it. So the main table is job. Okay, the main table is employee here. So I'm bringing the employee information, and I'm trying to show all the jobs, all the employees who whether has a job or not. So the plus goes to the relation table. Okay, you got what I'm trying to say. That is where it goes. Okay. So basically, I'm bringing all the this. Now, what I also need a information of all the jobs, all the jobs. Okay, all the jobs who has an employee or not. See that way I'm telling you. I need first one. I need all the employee who has a job or not. Now I'm going other way around. I'm telling I need all the job who has an employee or not, or who's assigned to employee or not. In this case, for me, the relation table is employee. So the primary table is jobs. So the plus goes into the employee table now. So okay, they call it is a left joint, that is it, they call it right joint. But I want you to understand why the left joint, right joint come into the picture. In this case, the primary key is primary table is job. So job information will be extracted whether the job has got a relation with employees or not. See that. Now I'm getting the information of jobs. Is it clear, guys? Confusing? Hello?
No.
You
Not
got it,
confused.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, this will come lot. This will come lot for you. Like, you know, that outer joint will come lot. Because what is happening here is, for example, like, you know, I'm okay. Now, for example, like, you know, assume I have a spouse ID here. Assume that. I'll give a very practical example for you. You understand? I have a spouse ID here. I need a spouse name. Okay. Now, all the people may not have a spouse. Okay. Now, whatever. So I can't like I need to have all the employees whether they have a spouse or not. In this case, I have to basically connect that whichever the table the spouse is there. That has to be connected. Okay. Now the same way I come to here for a manager information. I'll come here. Okay. Now I'm creating it two. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to create a select manager. Okay. First name. I don't have a table called manager. First name, manager, last name, okay, and EMB star from employees as EMB and employees as manager. Okay. Now I'm creating a two session. What they call it? It's called session. What's the English word? Two usages. Or there's a particular, I forgot the name. Okay. The same table I'm using it as two usages. One works as an employee, other one is a manager. Where like you know that employees CMB, sorry, EMB manager ID equal to manager EMB ID. Okay, do you understand the relation? Forget about order and everything. You understand the relation now? Okay, the employees have a manager. The manager information is coming from where? Manager's employee is coming from employee. You got what I'm doing? The same table is related now. The manager ID. So basically, my manager is for Divya, my manager is 2, Yamini. Okay. Here, like, you know, everywhere the Yamini is the only person is the manager. Okay. So basically here also, Nofin manager is Divya. You got what I'm going to say. So basically the thing is everywhere the manager ID is 2. Okay. I make this on null. So basically if this I put back to that story. Okay. Oh, sorry. The update part is, oh, sorry. Yeah. Employee IDs. What the hell I did there? Okay, sorry. I'm putting here now. Sorry. I'm putting a job IDs now. Okay. Okay, this now going to updated. So now I go here. I don't know that John asked a manager or not. I don't. Okay, sorry. This is the first name, last name, manager last name. Moving here. What's the manager first name? IRS name, manager last name. Okay. What's the problem here? Can you see me? First name, manager, last name, employees, employee, manager, like employee. Okay. Okay. Okay, sir. Okay. 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 You are understanding what it is trying to do here. Okay. Why how the same table is used twice. Nidhi, Shamina, I need some answer. Hello?
Yeah, but yeah, I am understanding, but it's getting a bit confusing here and there. Like,
Okay,
I
ask me
think
what
we
is
need.
confusing you?
There was this one line. Can you scroll a bit down?
Okay.
Like some ID. Yeah, this SYS. What is that?
Okay. Okay. That is what happened. Okay, this is where that you guys are not practicing it. Now, what happened? Whenever you are creating a table, there is a foreign constraints you create. Am I right? The information is related to the information. Now, here, what I'm trying to hear is I'm trying to update the employee that the job ID to a wrong job ID. Okay. So whenever you are creating a foreign relation, that internally create a constraints. There is a conditions internally create that. So the condition is stopping me.
Okay.
Yeah. Whenever I have a, for example, I go here, I'll show you that SQL script, I'll show you okay. Where the employee is created, it says that there's a job ID. The reference is, you see, this is where it's created, am I right? The job ID, when I'm defining the table, I'm telling job ID related to jobs, job ID. You got. So internally it created a constraint. Yeah. I didn't give a constraint name. So automatically it created some system constraint. If I gave some name here, the name will be there. Here I didn't give a name. So automatically it provided some name. That normally whenever Oracle provides uses some number is giving. That's the reason. Now I'm not able to update this job ID with a wrong information because that the information not exists in jobs. For your understanding, I want to update the wrong information to show you how the relation is kind of validating, like auto join validating. So what I did was that I removed these references by dropping that constraint. So no more the relation, the validation is not there. Okay, the database level validation is not there. So that is removed. Then I updated the wrong information. Now is it understood? No?
Yes.
Okay. Shamina, you have a question, Shamina?
Mm-mm.
Huh?
No.
Okay. Are you understanding this part? That okay, I'll put another ID here. Okay. Now, are you understanding what are we trying to do here? Yes. Okay. Now you are Shamina. You tell me first. I always ask. Okay. Now, what I'm trying to do here? You tell me that. Explain me. Shamina? Hello?
Hello.
Shamina?
Yeah.
Asking what I'm trying to do here, the first line.
Give me a second. Does that say employee manager ID equals manager dot
Yeah.
employee ID?
Yeah.
So you're trying to select manager's ID from manager's name and last name from employees, and then employees manager where they equal each other.
Okay. Now I'm also here, basically I'm trying to bring employees information where I'm also bringing his employee's name along with it. Okay. Now what it does is it's also going to validate now. Okay. There may be a manager, there may be an employee who doesn't have a manager. For example, the top level people, CEO doesn't have a manager ID. The directors, like top level, the people who are sitting in the board, they are employees, but they don't have a manager. So that kind of a people are not excluded here because the manager ID does not exist for them. Is it clear, Nidhi? So it is going to bring the people who has a manager. Okay.
Yeah.
Now here, that basically the thing is what you are looking for. Kevin's manager is Divya. Like Sid manager is Yamini. Selfia manager is Yamini. Shri manager is Yamini. You got it? So now what happened is now that CEO is left excluded because validating. Now how do I bring that the people who doesn't have a manager too? So now I'm creating outer join. Where do I create outer join now? Tell me that here. Now you tell me one by one. Okay, go with Shamina. Shamina, where do I put a outer join now? Which table should have outer join? I'm asking an answer, not
Give me a second.
You are trying it out. Okay, that's good. I like that. Okay. Now tell me, Shamina, where do you put a outer join?
No clue.
Do you put in employee or put it in a manager?
Employee?
Okay. Well, where Nidhi, where do you put that outer join?
Isn't that where they put me?
Nidhi?
Manager itself, I guess.
Very correct. The reason is I'm trying to bring employees information who doesn't have a manager. So basically understand, I'm trying to bring all the employees who has a manager or not. So where the option is going or not, that is where I put a plus sign. Okay. You got what I'm trying to say. That is where I'm going to put the plus sign. Okay. So now I'm going to bring everybody who doesn't have a. So basically now that the manager information is coming as a null information. You got what I'm trying to say. So I'm getting all the employees who may not have a manager. This is how the file. Okay. In case if I have a wrong ID here, the guy is gone out because it is trying to validate. It is only that if there is a null here, that data will be brought in. Okay, you understood that here. Okay. Now I'm bringing back to the job here. So now the same understanding, I'm bringing back to job. Okay. But, okay. Now, okay. Now I'm trying to bring the jobs here. Okay. Now I'm trying to bring here all the employee who has a job or not. That is what I'm trying to bring here. So now you get all the jobs who doesn't have a job information. That will be well. Okay. Now I want to bring all the job information which is assigned to a employees or not. Now Shamina, tell me where do I put the this one, the auto join now? I tell you again, I'm bringing all the jobs information which has the employees or not?
Hmm? Can you repeat that?
Okay, I want to extract all the job information which may not have employees. Praksana created a new job. That is how I want to bring it. Now, where do I put the outer job?
You want to create you want to find where there's people with no job IDs?
No, I'm not bringing jobs. I'm not bringing employees. I'm trying to bring that's what I did first. I brought all the employees who may not have a job. Now I want to bring all the job information, the list of the jobs which may not have employees.
Say which may or may not have employees. Wouldn't it just be job name?
Now where do I put that outer join? Do I put in the employees level in a job?
The outer join, I'm assuming jobs, but I could be wrong.
Okay, I go back to the last one. Okay, this is what I did first time. Okay, here I'm bringing all the employees who may not have a job. So in this case, I'm putting in a job table. The outer join I'm putting in a job table. That is what I'm putting there. Okay. Now I'm asking you, I'm bringing all the jobs which may not have employees. Now where do I put that? Nidhi?
I'm not sure.
Okay, it's very simple. I'm putting another way around. Am I right? So the option is going to the employees table. Am I right? So I'm bringing all the employees. Okay, basically the relation is the same. Now I'm trying to bring all the job information which may not have employees. You got what I'm trying to say. So basically the optional table is becoming employees now. So I'm bringing all the employee job names who may not have, because the developer, senior director, clerk, trainee, all these person have. Now the primary information is job, not the employees. Employees is a kind of added information. Is it clear now? Okay.
Yeah.
Shamina? Shamina?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Can I ask the same question again now? In a different way. Okay. Can we go with the can we go with what is that? Is there anything manager department? Can we do with the department? Okay. Now I'm bringing all that. Okay. Now I'm bringing a third table here. Okay. Now EPTS. I'm bringing a table here. Okay. Now I'm bringing a department here. Am I right? I'm bringing a DEPTS. Okay. Now I'm bringing department name, DEPT name. I'm also bringing a DEPT name. Okay. DEPTS. Okay. DEPT. DEPT name. I'm not sorry. DEPT name. Okay. Now I'm bringing a third table here.
You spelled name wrong.
Sorry. Thank you. Okay. Now you try to understand that part here. Okay. Now what is going to bring here? It is okay. Now it is bringing more information here because there is there's no relation between a department and employees, or there's no relation at all. So it is trying to bring the multiplication. Okay. We call that, what was the error we call that? We call that, am I right? So whenever there's a table added without join, what we call it? Hello? Hello? Have we talked about condition join?
Yeah.
Okay, now that is what happened here. The reason is I created a, added a departments, but department is not part of the ID. So I'm going to add that, okay, employees is, okay, employees is TPT ID equal to TEPTS TPT ID. Okay, so now I have three tables. The employee is connected with job, the employee is connected with department. Okay. Okay. Is it clear now? Okay. Now, basically, if you look at that, there is a job ID is there, there's a department ID is there. Now, I want to bring all the employees who may not have a job, who may not have a department. Now you tell me, first of all, you go with the job. Where do I put a plus? Nidhi, I'll start with you.
In employees itself, right?
Okay, I put here. I put here. I put here. If you say yes, tell me yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. You are telling yes here. Okay. I repeat that. No, because again I'm going. This is a bit complicated, but you have to understand both of you. That's the reason I'm repeating it again. It is not for you to trouble you. Okay. I'm telling that. I'm bringing all the employees who may not have a job.
Okay.
Okay. I'm bringing all the employees who may not have a job. Okay, employee doesn't have a job. Okay, but where is the job is coming from? That information does not exist. Okay, you got where I'm trying to understand. I'm bringing all the employees. Okay, so the job is may not be there. Okay, the employee doesn't have a job. That's the reason I'm bringing the information of job. That is the validation. I want to exclude the validation. So if it is not there, bring that information too. Now it goes here. Is it clear?
Okay.
Okay. The main table is for me here. I'm trying to bring a main table as job information. Okay. Now, if you are looking there, still the validation will be there. The reason is now it is going to bring me the same information here because the reason is the department is now stopping me. Now, the same thing I'm going to bring. I want to bring all the employees, okay, who may not have any departments. Okay, basically, I bring all the employees. So wherever you are bringing all the information, no, you are not putting a plus. You are putting the other side. Okay. Okay. If you are putting that, sorry. I think you have to go. So I'll stop here. That next week also I continue with this part again. So that's fine too. Okay. Okay. This is what I'm doing here. Now you see that here manager is there, department is not there. Okay. So it brings both the relations. So I'm getting all the employees, like probably 10 employees. I'm bringing all the 10 employees who may not have a job, who may not have a business. So wherever you are putting all, there you are not putting a plus. But wherever you are putting that the other side, you are putting the plus. Is it clear?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Now can I put only one question the other way around of this one? Now you tell me that I'm taking it out because that give you a kind of understanding for you to that. Okay, now I'm bringing that from the history and bringing that to the job. Okay. Now, sorry. Now I'm trying to bring all the jobs which may not have any employees. May not have any employees. Now, where do I put a plus?
at the employees section if you're trying to get jobs.
Okay. What about you, Nidhi?
Could you please repeat the question?
I want to bring all the jobs which may not have any employees.
Hmm.
Where do I put a plus?
In the second one, jobs ID.
No, okay. I said last time also, when I say wherever I'm telling all, that doesn't have a plus.
Okay.
So wherever I like, okay, just treat that like, how do I
And if you're trying to get information from employees, well, if you're trying to get information from jobs, job already has the information, so you're gonna put it to employee. Get it? It's like the opposite.
yeah, the opposite side you put that. Okay.
Oh,
One side already has the information, so you're trying to drag it to the other side, so you're gonna put it to the opposite.
Okay, basically you are
Okay.
telling that is added, plus added to that the main information. Even if it is not there, that is fine. That is what the understanding is. So when I say wherever you are bringing that all the information which is like, for example, when I say all, that is what I'm trying to understand for you. Okay, but when you are really going, nobody's going to say all. They try to say put outer join on. That's what they're going to say that. Now the thing is what I'm trying to bring the information of all the jobs which may not have. So whenever I say all, so basically you are bring the information of the job. Okay, that opposite side is what, that is where you put a plus. So in this case, the employees, you are bringing the information of jobs. You got what I'm trying to say. Now that the employee ID came into the other side of it. The relation is the employee. So that you put the employee side. That is outer join. Is it clear?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Now I'm ending that. Next week I'll come back and ask you the same question again. Try to do something, because this is where most of the time we get a problem. Okay. Sometimes what happens, even in the beginning you don't understand that. When you don't understand that, then even till the end that goes on. For example, when okay,